Are you downsizing? Maybe need more room because of additions to the family, or possibly seeking that dream home you've always wanted? Well, Tim Eisner at Royal LePage Atlantic is the guy for you. With a proven track record and multiple awards, Tim goes above and beyond to find out your needs and exactly what you're looking for. So if you're seeking a new home or trying to sell your current one, contact Tim at 902-499-5717 or check him out on Facebook at Tim Eisner. Again, that's 902-499-5717. Trust me, when all is said and done, we'll be saying Tim Eisner strikes again. Hey, what is going on? Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Welcome to another episode of Outside the Chute. I'm your host, Randy Frame. Before we get to the OTC Player of the Week, friendly reminder to let our listeners know that the annual Canada Cup International Softball Tournament in Surrey, BC is looking for more youth gold teams in the U19 and U17 categories. The tournament runs from July 10th to the 16th at the world-class facility, Softball City. Currently, there are over 90 teams competing between 5 divisions. There will be over 10 international teams competing in the women's division, as well as a few junior national teams in the U19 division. This tournament offers great exposure to athletes, to college coaches, and to national team coaching staff. This is a tournament you won't want to miss. Visit CanadaCup.com to learn more and submit your application today. Or reach out via Instagram, where their handle is @CanadaCupSoftball if you have any questions. Get in quick on this one. It's shaping up to be a beauty out there on the west coast of Canada, and Softball City will be the place to be. This week's OTC Player of the Week comes to us from Texas as Kinley Keller takes home the weekly honors. Kinley hit 600 with 2 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, and 6 runs scored at the Hayes tournament, while also hitting for the cycle in one of those games, as her and the Davenport High Wolves went 3-2. Awesome job, Kinley. Best of luck the rest of the season. On to this week's guest, and we sat down and chatted with Arizona State Sun Devil alum, 2020 Olympian, and current member of the Smash It Sports Vipers of the WPF, Chelsea Gonzales. Chelsea's had a fantastic career to date. She was a 2014 Pac-12 All-Freshman All-Conference team selection and a 2017 All-Pac-12 First Team selection while at Arizona State. She would then go on to play in the NPF for the Cleveland Comets, which set the stage for her competing in the 2020 Olympics with Team Mexico. Chelsea's now competing in the WPF with the Smash It Sports Vipers and will be looking to help them as they enter their second season. We're going to talk to Chelsea about getting her start in the game, becoming a brand new mommy after the birth of her beautiful daughter Leilani in December, her time at Arizona State, those 2020 Olympics, and of course playing with the Vipers in the WPF. Chelsea was an absolute pleasure to chat with. I'm so excited to watch her and the Vipers compete this summer. I'm sure big things are in store for her, the team, and the league. With that being said, grab that drink, sit back, relax, cause here we go.
I got the world in my palm, like camera action, it's on. I can't describe what I'm feeling, ain't never felt this freedom. I got the world in my palm, like camera action, it's on. Ain't never felt this freedom. Could you say that anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes.
Go. We are happy to have on with us today Arizona State Sun Devil alum, 2020 Olympian with Team Mexico, and current member of the Smash It Sports Vipers of the WPF, the one and only Chelsea Gonzales. Chelsea, thanks so much for coming on the podcast.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
How's things going out in Cali today?
It's going well. The weather is surprisingly better. It's been raining the past couple days, so we actually got to see the sun today. So it was nice.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Now,
yes.
You live in Arizona, correct?
Yes, I do.
You're out on family vacay?
Yes, for about almost 2 weeks now. So it's really nice to come home, just spend time with family. So It's been hard to see them. My parents are very fortunate to come out to Arizona to visit me a lot. But I just wanted to come out, for about 2 weeks and to see my family and introduce them to my newborn, my daughter, Leilani. So some family got to see her the past couple of days. So it was really nice.
Awesome. Speaking of that, congrats on becoming a mommy.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
How's Miss Leilani doing?
She's good right now. She's napping. So I'm hoping she naps during this podcast. That's what I was a little worried about. I was like, I hope she doesn't cry during it. But she knows, I guess, that, her mom has to do a podcast. So she's like, you know what? I'll just take a nap.
Perfect. She's learning early, right?
Yes.
But
she's awesome.
She was born right before Christmas, wasn't she?
Yes. She was supposed to be born a couple days after, but, she made her early entrance on the 23rd of December. So
what a Christmas present.
Christmas with her.
What a Christmas present.
Best Christmas ever. Yep.
That's awesome. Like, isn't it? It's crazy how much, you can love something so much in an instant, isn't it?
I know. It honestly is super, super crazy. I was very nervous, for when she came, but she came and, they say like, you think your child is the most beautiful thing ever. And I'm like, I have never seen anything more beautiful just looking at my daughter.
I know. It's amazing. It's amazing. And it's crazy how quick they grow. Like, I mean, even in 2 months, you obviously would notice like, just that first smile and everything like that. It's just amazing.
Yes. Yeah. She's starting to smile a lot more. And, you learn, she has like a fake cry nowadays when she wants to be picked up. And I think it's the funniest thing ever because it's not a real cry. She just does a fake cry so people can, pay attention to her. Or, like someone could pick her up. And I'm like, girl, no.
It's so funny.
So, yeah.
Oh, I miss those days kind of. In some ways, yes. In other ways, not so much. But
yeah.
So are you like able to like, obviously, I mean, your season's going to be coming up here in a few months anyway, but are you able to, get some swings in and, start prepping?
Yes. So I think it was 2 weeks ago, I believe, I went to the cages with my boyfriend for the first time. And, it was like a newborn giraffe learning to walk again. So it was definitely hard, but, it felt really good to be back in the cages. And, it's going to be a struggle, no matter what, just to get back into it. But I'm ready, I'm ready to keep practicing and whatnot. And my boyfriend, he's actually not actually, but he's a really good, motivational person. So
that's good.
He's always like, okay, we need to go hit, we need to go field, we need to go to the gym. So, if it wasn't for him, then I'd probably be on my butt, just like watching TV and stuff like that. But, I can't really make an excuse with him. So he's really good about that. He really gets me motivated and, get on my feet and, get back into it. So,
that's what you need. That's definitely what you need.
Exactly. Yes.
Especially because you don't want to get in mummy mode.
Yes, exactly. I'm like, but she's napping, so I need a nap. Yeah. So.
Well, the first couple of months, it's okay, right? I mean, you have to.
Yes, for sure.
You have to. Okay, so we have a thing I like to kick off the podcast with.
Okay.
I call it quick pitches. I'm gonna throw out some random questions to you, and you answer them as best you can.
Okay.
All right. If you could live off one meal for a week, what is it?
Chipotle.
Okay, that was quick.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay. Wow. I've never had an answer that quick before.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I always ask that question too about the food for a week. And wow.
Yep.
Chipotle. All right. All right. Anything like Chipotle, just anything? Chipotle?
Just, my steak bowl with my white rice and yeah.
That's delicious. All right. Next one. Biggest thing you miss at Arizona State?
I think just playing in front of the fans, that was, the biggest, that was my favorite part was just, stepping on the field and, just seeing the environment, seeing all the fans that came, to support us. That was definitely a lot of fun. I definitely miss those days.
Right on. Best walk-up song you've used in your career so far?
Ooh.
Stumped you.
I have two, I guess. No, I'll do one. Bitty Bitty Bum Bum by Selena. Okay. That was my favorite. Yeah.
Bitty Bitty Bum Bum. And don't think I love music, so I guess I'm going to have to go to my Spotify when we're done this podcast.
You're going to have to listen to that. Yep. She's a legend.
All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being amazing, rate your karaoke skills.
Ooh. I'll say like an 8 or 9 because I like to have fun.
Wow, okay.
I'm not the best singer, but I'll just be rapping, singing.
If you can give the performance, that ups the scale big time.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So I like to have fun, I mean, so I would definitely say like an 8 or 9. It's not going to be the greatest. It's not going to sound good, but I'll be having fun while doing it. So,
hey, there's been a lot of people that got paid millions of dollars over the years that couldn't really sing, but they had a performance.
Yeah, true.
There we go.
Very, very true. Very, very true.
If you could go anywhere on vacation, where would it be?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I always want to say like Barcelona.
Okay.
I've just always seen pictures and, movies about it. And it's always like seemed really, really pretty. And I've always said I wanted to go. So definitely that.
Good spot. I think that's the first time I've heard Barcelona on here. So, favorite ASU uniform color combination?
Ooh, all black. The all black.
I agree.
Yes.
I think
it just, it's just when you step on the field and you're wearing the all black, it's like you're like a BA. You're like a badass. You know, that's what I don't know. That's just how I felt every time we were in the all black.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
We would call it the blackout. Like, oh, we're gonna wear the blackout today. So
nice. I think second behind that, this is me personally. I like the maroon pants with the yellow tops and the maroon sleeves.
Those I unfortunately I didn't get to wear that.
Oh.
Yeah, so they came out with those jerseys after I graduated, which I was a little sad about because those are the ASU colors, So yeah. I think after the all black, mine would be like the all white for me. Yeah, because that's what we wore a lot. Yep, when I was there.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with all whites either. I mean, it's sharp. It really is.
Yep.
All right, 2 more here. If you could go back and play one game over again, what one is it?
Ooh, from ASU or any game?
Any game.
Probably in the Tokyo Olympics when we lost to Canada. I feel like we could have, we could have done a little bit better, and maybe we could have gotten the bronze medal, just to go back and change some at bats and, fix some of the, the mistakes on defense, clean it up a little bit. And I think we could have had them.
Right on. I'm a little biased on that one because I'm Canadian, so.
Oh, dang.
But I will say this, that was the whole Olympics. It was
great experience.
Well, not just that. I mean, the competition was so tight. Like that, I think that this was the first Olympics where U.S. and Japan are always favored. But I mean, you look at some of the games. I mean, Canada played 1-0 against U.S. and Japan. I mean, you guys held them tight. Italy had tough games against them. Australia. I mean, it was really. It was. I think this was the best Olympics so far.
I totally agree. And since it got canceled in 2020 and we had that extra year, I believe in 2020, we were playing professional with the NPF at the time.
Right.
And the other countries like Australia, Canada, us, with Mexico, we all got professional teams. So we were all playing against each other that whole year. So I felt like I was playing against them so many times. So when we got to the Olympics, I'm like, oh, Danielle Laurie's pitching. Oh, I feel like I know her. Because we just kept playing them over and over and over again. But yes, I agree. This Olympics was there was so much talent, And I played against some of the girls, during college, and then growing up, you hear of Monica Abbott and Kat Osterman, and yet I'm playing against them. It's crazy. Yeah. It was crazy.
Yes, for sure. And we'll get into that a little bit later on. We're going to take a deep dive, and I want to know what it was like getting in there against Kat and Monica too. So, I mean, we'll talk about that. Last one of quick pitches here. Go-to show to binge watch.
Grey's Anatomy.
Okay.
For sure. Yep.
All right. Somebody else had Grey's Anatomy, and it was just.
It's a good show.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I watched the first season and a half when it first came out. like back in the day. And then I kind of got sidetracked. And anyway, but no, it's a great show.
Down. Yep.
Yeah. I still say that the one episode that I totally remember and I'll never, ever forget was the one where the bomb was inside the guy and Meredith had to hold on to the ball. And I was like, oh my jumpins, this is so stressful. I don't know if I can handle this.
Exactly. There's a lot of stressful times in that show. It's kind of just like, what is happening? Why are they doing this? But I mean, they're trying to just save lives every day.
That's right.
Sometimes even risking their lives.
That's right.
So it's crazy. It's a crazy show.
It definitely is. All right. Let's get on to your career here. Let's go back to the beginning. Tell us how little Chelsea got her start in the game.
So I actually started playing when I was about 3.5 years old, almost 4 years old. And I started playing because my older sister, Alyssa, she was playing. And, my parents, my mom played softball, my dad played baseball. So, it kind of was just like a family thing. And so, I got in super, super early. I didn't really know, obviously, back then what I was doing. And then, it kind of just became something I loved to do. I loved going to practice. I loved going to games. And, the pizza parties after the games were awesome. So back then, it was always the thing to do. So, that's just kind of where I started. And then I began playing travel ball when I was about 9 years old. Mm-hmm. And then that's when I kind of got introduced, to the travel ball world. And, we're going to be traveling all these places and playing in the big tournaments. So that's kind of where I started to fall in love with the sport. And, I continued from there.
Right on. So, I mean, so it was up around, like, did you love it right away? Or was it, you said, something that came over time?
Yeah, I would definitely say, like around 6 or 7 years old is when I, really, really liked to play. Obviously, when I was younger than that, it was just kind of like, oh, okay, let's just go to the softball field. But as I got older and started to understand the game more, started being competitive about it, that's when I kind of fell in love with it. So around 6 or 7 years old, yeah.
Right on. Was there anyone early on that, played a big role in your development?
But sorry, what did you say?
Oh, I said, was there anyone early on that played a big role in your development?
Probably my sister. Yeah, that was someone I looked up to. Me and her are 3 years apart. So I got to play on her team probably when I was around, 6 or 7. That was just the one time I got to play until we got to high school. She was a senior and I was a freshman. So coming in as a freshman and, she's being, she hit a lot of home runs. She played shortstop at our high school. She was like the top dog. Mm-hmm. So coming in as a freshman, she was my sister, yes. But, that was someone I definitely looked up to. So I had big shoes to fill. Was
there any friendly competition amongst you or had to be?
Yeah, a little bit. I would say in high school, I think just us being on the same team again, but we always tell each other, I was the better fielder. She's the better hitter. Because she would come up, I just remember watching her. I felt like every time she would come up, she would hit a home run. And she's shorter than me too. So it's kind of it's not shocking, but it's she's just a little bit smaller than me. And she, she comes up, she just has a big bat. She has a lot of power for being a little shorter than me. So we always used to say, I had the better fielding. She had the better hitting. So it was,
right
it was a win-win.
Right on. Oh yeah, definitely. So who did you play with your high school and travel ball with?
In high school, I played Rosary. It was at the time it was Rosary High School in Fullerton, and now it's the name switched to Rosary Academy. So I played. That was where I went to high school, and then for travel ball, I played with Bat Busters, and then junior and senior year, I played with the Firecrackers for Tony Rico.
Okay, yeah.
So it was a lot of fun.
Awesome, mm-hmm. Awesome. Any big memories stick out for you?
Gosh, I was so long ago. It was 10 years ago because I had my 10-year reunion.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
How was that? That'd be fun.
Well, I guess my class is planning it, so we haven't officially had our 10-year, but we get that email hey, it's your 10-year, and you're like, oh my gosh, I graduated 10 years ago. Awkward. But in high school, I think for me, I guess it was committing, during high school. I believe I was a sophomore. Mm-hmm. And, committing to play for Arizona State, I think was one of the biggest accomplishments because, at that time, we're all stressed out about, okay, we need to have all these colleges look at us and everything. So I think when I committed to ASU, it was kind of like a big relief. And I was like so proud to be, going to ASU and being so excited for that. So that was a really good memory.
That's the perfect segue. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about that recruiting process. What led to you choosing Arizona State?
So I believe I was in 8th grade. And honestly, Washington was my number one pick. And I just heard about Washington. It was a beautiful state, and the softball program is like really, really good. Mm-hmm. So I went to a camp out there, and it rained the entire time. And then it was cold. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I can be here. It's just, I don't know. It's just so gloomy. Like if I wasn't playing softball and just living there, maybe, but it's just the fact, like even now, like if I have to go outside and like play a softball game and it's cold and raining, like I don't want to. So, and I'm 27 years old. So
I hear you. I know what you mean. Yeah, and I'm from Canada.
It's just the process of like, getting through that. So in Washington, I was like, I don't know if I don't know if I can see myself playing here. And then my next unofficial trip was Arizona State. And I remember my mom, she was like, all right, like we're going to go to an unofficial visit for Arizona State. And I looked at her and I was like, Arizona? No, like it is too hot there. Like I don't want to. And she was like, well, like, come on. They asked us, so let's go. And I was like, okay. I stepped on campus and I instantly fell in love. And I like looked at her and I was like, you're right. Like, I want to come here. And it was crazy because I knew when I stepped on campus, like I didn't even step foot on the softball field. Like I didn't even see the softball like facility, any of that. It was like the campus part. It felt like college to me. And so I was like, you know what? I really, really like this. I like this environment. The weather is nice. It's not too bad. So let's go look at the softball facility. And then I ended up going there and meeting the coaches, the girls, and then I instantly fell in love. I was like, yes, I could see myself coming here for sure.
Nice. So what was campus life like?
It was good. It was just not like, it was kind of calm actually. There wasn't like a lot of people. I forgot when we had gone out there. But it was just a good vibe. Like it was just, everybody walking around with their ASU shirts, like the team, like the school spirit and everything. So it kind of just, it felt nice. It felt like, when you watch a movie and you see college, like that's what it felt like, honestly.
That's funny. Actually, I can picture that plain as day right now. And that's funny. You said that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you get there. Was there a big adjustment living on your own for the first time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. It definitely teaches you time management for sure. You have to wake up for weights. You got to go to school all day. Then you got to go to practice, and then you have to make time for, homework and, your personal life. And it's just crazy. But, after my first year, you get it down, and the next couple of years are a breeze. So, yeah. But it definitely taught me how to adult for sure.
No doubt.
I couldn't, walk down a couple steps and see my mom and be like, like I need help. She wasn't there. She wasn't in the state. So It was definitely, a hard adjustment, to be away from my family too. So, but it was nice. They came out there a lot, and Arizona and California are not that far apart. It was about like a 5-hour drive. So it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah. And I'm sure there was a lot of phone calls early on.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you remember that first game? Because I love asking any NCAA guest I have on here if they remember their first game.
Yes, I do. We were actually talking about it, me and my mom, because I asked her, I was like, I think we played Oklahoma. I want to say we played Oklahoma for our first game, and just thinking about it, and I was like, Oklahoma is like this big time, national champion team. And back then, like, I think they weren't hyped up as much as they were now. So it's crazy to think like, oh, like back then we were like, oh, we're playing Oklahoma, it's just Oklahoma. But now it's like, oh my God, it's Oklahoma Sooners, So it's crazy. But yeah, I remember, and I was so nervous, and I didn't even know if I was going to play. So, but I was just, I was just excited for the ride. I was excited to, if I wasn't playing, to cheer for my teammates, and, to wear that jersey with so much pride, because it's something, I was looking forward to for the past couple of years.
Isn't it, it's funny you mentioned that about Oklahoma. Isn't it funny? Like you said, like back then it was Oklahoma, but now like there's like an aura about them now.
I know.
Like it's just ridiculous.
I will never forget. Well, we'll probably talk about it later, but we played Oklahoma with Mexico, and I'll never forget Jocelyn Allo was on second base. And this is before, because I was her teammate last year with the Vipers, but this is before like I hadn't even met her and everything. And I was at second base. She was at like on second base as a runner. And she looks at me and she goes, "Oh my gosh, like this is crazy. Like we're playing like you guys, the Olympic team." And I was like, "Girl, do you know who you are? We're playing like Oklahoma Sooners, you know?" And you would think like in that very moment, I was like, "Yeah, we're like the Mexican national team. We're going to the Olympics." But I'm like, "Do you know who you are? Like you are like famous. Like we're like, but you're like Jocelyn Allo."
I know. And Thierry Jennings and, you know, all Kinley Henson.
At that point, I was like, "You were more famous than we are."
That's hilarious.
It was so funny. Yeah, it was so funny.
That's awesome. That is a great story. So, I mean, that freshman year, you go on to have a solid season. You hit 333. Jeez, I can't even get it out. 333. Named to the Pac-12 All-Freshman Team. What do you feel was the biggest thing you took out of that first year?
Honestly, it was just, you know, learning from the older girls. I was very fortunate to be the DH during those times, like my freshman year. So I only got to hit. So I, you know, took in everything I could. Like, yes, I wasn't seeing the field, but at least like I was hitting and getting information from the older girls because, you know, we had All-Americans on our team. We had like the Pac-12 player on our team. Pac-12 Player of the Year, on our team, you know, so just getting in that information from the older girls definitely helped, you know, and then just seeing the best of the best, like pitching wise, you know, I had Dallas Escobedo as one of my seniors. So obviously during practice, you know, they would pitch to us like live at bats and stuff like that. So I got to see her, you know, and just, you know, that prepared me for all the pitching that I had to face as a freshman, you know, so definitely helped.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you get to face Dallas, you know, often, I mean, just for fun, I mean, that's definitely going to help you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, of course, you go on to have 3 more fantastic years with Sun Devils. What are some of the big memories that stick out to you and your time there?
I would say my sophomore year. You know, we have that rival against, you know, U of A. So, and it's funny too, because everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, is it that bad?" And I'm like, honestly, it's really not. Like, you know, it's our school. Like, it's kind of like we have to, you know, not like them, but they're actually really nice girls. Like I'm best friends with Taylor McQuillan and she went to U of A. Like that's one of my best friends. And it's so funny because we're like, "Ugh, you went to U of A. You went to ASU." So it's kind of funny, but my sophomore year, when we were at U of A, I hit the go-ahead grand slam to eventually win the game. And I'll never forget that because to this day, I asked myself, how the heck did you hit that ball so hard? Like sometimes there were balls where I'm just like, how did they go that far? But that was one that really stuck out to me because, you know, it was at U of A and I just remember that the crowd was silent and you can only hear the ASU fans. It was just the best. Awesome feeling. Yeah, for sure. And then, just, you know, I think my senior year, I just tried to take in as much as I could because, you know, I knew that it was going to be my last year at ASU. I didn't have another year after that. So, you know, it just to take everything in. And I think I really, like I said before, I just really enjoyed the fans, you know, being there and appreciating them. And I was very fortunate that my family got to go out a lot my senior year. So, you know, it was really nice to have them there. Right
on. Yeah. No, absolutely. It had to be. So when you were done, like when all done with ASU, what were the plans when you graduated? Were your eyes set on pro and the Olympics?
No, it was actually funny because I had reposted on Facebook. I think I was at ASU and I reposted something like, "Oh, the Olympics are coming back," or "Softball's coming back to the Olympics." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool." Like I had no idea that I was going to like even be on the Olympic team. Like that didn't even cross my mind. So after college, I tried out for the Mexican national team and I made the team and we were just traveling with them. And then that's when, you know, they were like, "Okay, we're going to go to the qualifier for the Olympics, and it's going to be in Canada. And it was my first year with Mexico, but I had some teammates, like Sasha Palacios. She played with me at ASU. Mm-hmm. She was on the Mexican national team. And so she would tell me all like, yeah, we would play against Puerto Rico. They would always beat us, played against Canada. It was always back and forth, so I kind of had some information about the other different countries that we were going to play. So going into the qualifier, I was like, okay, like, we don't know if we're, mm-hmm. we have no idea if we're going to make the Olympics just because there's so much talent. And we've played against, some of the best girls because we played against them in college, and then they're representing a different country. So, it was just, we just didn't know at the time, but, we had faith in ourselves that, we prepared enough to, we're going to qualify.
Well, let's talk about that qualifier. Because it was up here in Canada. How amazing was that feeling?
It was the best feeling ever because everybody doubted us. So I think that's just, So I think that just gave us more motivation. We knew out of, everybody that Puerto Rico and Canada were going to be the toughest, teams to play against. Mm-hmm. And so they had kind of broken it down to us like, okay, if we have to beat Puerto Rico in order to qualify. Like that's what the thing was. Like we have to beat Puerto Rico. So when we were playing against Puerto Rico, all of our nerves, were going, but our adrenaline was up because, we were doing good. And, Puerto Rico was kind of, going down, like not downhill, but, they weren't as hyped as we were. So we were kind of feeding off that energy and like, so during the game when we were winning, I was like, oh yeah, like we're going to qualify. Like it was weird. Like I kind of knew right then and there. Yeah. And then, when we had to play against Canada, all, the Canada fans were there. And so we had like a small cheering section for us, but when Dallas threw that pitch, to get the girl out for Canada, I just threw my glove in the air and I started screaming and, it was just a crazy, crazy feeling. And, we were so excited to go undefeated that tournament, because everybody doubted us. They were saying, Puerto Rico, it's going to be Puerto Rico and Canada. That's who it's going to be. And then when we beat Puerto Rico, we were like, okay, like we got this. And then Canada was our next team to play and, ended up beating them. So it was a good feeling. Yeah. It was a good, like, you know what? Yeah, we can do this. We proved you guys wrong. So.
It was another one of those moments where the crowd went silent. You know what I mean? Like
it really was. Those are the best.
Yes, yeah they are. Mm-hmm. They are. Well, let's talk about that journey because the pandemic hits. Walk us through that roller coaster because I've had multiple Olympians on here since then, and they all said it was just that, a roller coaster ride of emotion.
Oh, for sure. I think it was a roller coaster emotion for sure, but me, I don't know how the other girls felt. I'm actually glad it got pushed back because that gave us a whole nother year to prepare for it.
Right.
I feel like the first time, if it were to be in 2020, me personally, I feel like I wouldn't have been as prepared as I was going into it in 2021. Mm-hmm. Just because, I didn't really push myself like I needed to. Like, yes, I knew that, we were going to the Olympics, but I didn't think, I don't want to say I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but it was just back then in 2020, that's when we were playing in the MPF. So we were playing so many games already.
Oh, that's right.
And then at the end of the summer, it was going to be, the Olympics. So I think I was just motivationally like tired out just from playing that whole league. Mm-hmm. And, then it was like, okay, yeah, we're going to go like to the Olympics, but yeah, they had canceled it. And so I kind of was relieved because I was like, okay, that gives me one whole year to absolutely push myself and, put like my teammates are going to get pushed too. And we're going to have this whole year to prepare. So mm-hmm. me personally, I'm very glad that it got pushed back because I needed that extra work. Yeah. So I think it was good. But yeah, the emotions were just crazy because everybody, like I knew, oh my God, you're going to the Olympics this year. Oh my God, the Olympics are coming. So it's like, you get nervous, but then you're like, yeah, I'm excited. Like I am going to the Olympics this summer. So it was fun, but yeah, definitely a roller coaster of emotions for sure.
Yeah. And it's funny that you said that about, having the extra year. And I've had there's a lot of the Canadians that come on here and said the same thing. That extra year really helped them as well. And I think, and I'm just thinking of it now, is because, you know, that's primarily what you guys were working on was for the Olympics, right? So, I mean, that extra year definitely, and that's why the competition was so great, I think.
And that's why everybody knew, like, what, you know, pitch to throw the batter and like where they're going to hit it and everything. Like, everybody knew everything about someone in the Olympics. So it was that much harder for sure.
Absolutely. So how amazing was the experience?
It was honestly, first of all, I love Tokyo, Japan. It's such a beautiful place. You know, Japan in general is just such a beautiful place. And everybody always asks me, and I always say they have the nicest people out there. They're so welcoming, and it's just different. And I love it. And I hopefully one day I get to, you know, travel there again and like bring my family and stuff like that. But it was definitely a great experience. You know, even being in the Olympic Village, like walking around and saying like, oh my gosh, we're in the Olympic Village. It's just crazy because you're there with the greatest athletes in the world, you know, and you get to be a part of that because you are considered one of the greatest athletes in the world. It's just, you know, it's just crazy. And I was like fangirling over, you know, just like, oh my God, like you guys are like here and it's just crazy. And yeah, for sure. I just wish like my family got to go.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people have said. I mean, that was the one downfall of it, you know, not being able to take your family with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, and what was it like? I always like asking this because I find it, watching it from on TV, I found it, you know, kind of insightful being able to hear you guys on the field, because if there was a crowd there, you definitely wouldn't have been able to hear you. What was it like playing with no crowd?
It was, honestly, it felt like practice games at first, and you kind of have to like switch your, you know, mindset and be like, nope, we're at the Olympics. Like, this is a big game. This is televised, like everything. So I know I was thinking that too, you know, obviously you're nervous, you know, stepping on the field for the first time, you know, your first game, but imagining like a crowd of people, like I probably would have fainted, but
because that was a big stadium.
Oh my gosh, it was huge.
Yeah.
So, because there was one time I was like looking around during the games and I was like, oh my God, if this thing was filled with fans, we would definitely not be able to hear like each other like on the field. Yeah. So it was different for sure. I don't think I've ever played like that besides like a college like practice
game,
honestly.
Inter squad game or something like that. But here you are at the Olympics and the biggest stage in the world, and you're like, okay, we're really here. We got to play.
I know. Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the WPF and the Smash It Sports Vipers. How did playing for them all come about?
I received a call last year, maybe around this time, honestly, from Dawn Dinanatis, and, you know, just asking if I wanted to be a part of this, you know, new league that they're having. And, you know, I was really interested just because, you know, they have Athletes Unlimited, and I unfortunately haven't gotten to play for them. And so when this new league came out, I was kind of intrigued. And, you know, they were like, oh, we're playing at the USSSA Space Coast Stadium in Florida, which I'm very familiar with. I played there 100 times. So I was like, like, summer playing softball. I'm down. Sign me up. So, you know, got to, you know, travel to Florida and play there, and got to travel to other states and play. So it was definitely, you know, something I was looking forward to for sure.
Right on. So how excited are you for the league? Because I mean, Lauren and her team are doing amazing things with it in only a little over a year of existing. Like, it's growing. So
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like every time I go on Instagram, there's something new, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. Super, super cool. Yeah. I'm definitely excited, you know, and then they're adding the 2 new teams, and, you know, last year we only pretty much got to play against Pride, like consistently. They try to, you know, add other teams like to our schedule, but we played the Pride consistently. So, you know, it was people we saw all the time. And so, you know, they're adding these 2 new teams. So I'm excited to see, you know, the different competition that I'm going to be facing.
Yeah. Now you got to play against Jocelyn.
I know. I'm like, darn girl, why'd you leave? No, I'm just kidding.
And how fitting she's back in OKC too.
I know. I was like, when they first came out with it, I was like, Jocelyn's going to go.
Yeah.
Because honestly, if I would do the same thing, because if they had a team in Arizona, like, why wouldn't I want not to play in front of the ASU fans? You know, like that's just going to be, you know, all her fans there, and, you know, it's going to be a packed house, people with Jocelyn shirts, you know, so it's going to be a really, really good environment. And I honestly can't wait, like, to go. I think our first games are, our first set of games are at Oklahoma. So I'm excited, you know, when they announce her, you know, because I never got to play on that field in college at the World Series. So, you know, I'm excited to step on the field and, you know, see her in her environment and her element. So,
that'd be awesome. I'm at, now that you said that, I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny that you just said? I guarantee you, there's going to be a team in Arizona. Like the way Lauren's doing stuff right now. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if there's 10 teams in the league by 2026, you know?
Yes, I know. That's the plan. We hope so. We hope to be adding more teams in, you know, different states. So I know that would be awesome if there's an Arizona team. I hope so.
Yeah. And I mean, not like the fact that, like, with the Texas team, like the fact that they have, you know, Brandon there as the owner, and, you know, his wife, Jade Cargill, like they have such a wide audience with, you know, with their followers and their fans and all that. Like, that's only going to add more eyes to the game, and that's just so beneficial.
I know. My boyfriend is so happy that Brandon's there. He's like, oh my God, I need to get a picture with him. And he's like, babe, he got a Golden Glove. And I'm like, I know.
He has 4, actually.
I know. Yeah,
I'm trying so hard to get him on the podcast too right now. So.
Yes. Yeah. So my boyfriend is very excited about Brandon. I'm like, are you excited like about me? He's like, well, Brandon, you know, I want to take a picture. So he's like really excited. Yeah.
I can't wait for you guys to play Texas.
I know. Exactly. So my boyfriend might run on the field. Yeah.
So how's the season looking for you guys? How's everything shaping up? Going? Well, of course, you're still in mummy mode right now, kind of. But
I know. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, wait, what? I'm playing this summer? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. I mean, we haven't really gotten a lot of information yet. They're still trying to add more players onto our team. Yeah. But as of right now, you know, they got sent out that schedule. We should be doing like Zoom calls in the next coming up weeks. So I'll have more information about that later on. Yeah.
And drafts coming up. A draft in April? I can't remember. I'm trying to remember the timeline. Anyway, you guys have a draft coming up. I know that. So
yeah,
more people to add to the team. Yes,
I know. I'm excited.
Right on. All right. I have a little thing I'd like to end the podcast with.
Okay.
It's not quick pitches. It's player association. I'm going to throw out some names to you. And I know that you know them well. If you have a story, let the story fly.
Okay.
First one, Dallas Escobedo.
Dallas. No, she's an awesome person. And honestly, when I came in as a freshman, I was actually very terrified of her. Just, you know, she's tall and she pitches very hard. Yeah. But she is one of the sweetest people ever. The sweetest person ever. And I was like, you know what? I shouldn't have judged her like that just because me coming in as a freshman and her being a senior, you know, I shouldn't have judged her because she literally took us under her wing and she, you know, made us feel so welcome at Arizona State. So but she did hit me. I will never forget that.
That had to hurt.
We were doing, I had the bruise the size of a softball on my leg. Yeah. So I will never forget. She hit me during practice one time. And that was, you know, very painful, but you know, it's all fine now.
Hey, you got to wear them sometime. Yep. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, It's got to be her throwing.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Next friend of the show. Sashel Palacios.
Sashi. I love that girl.
Oh, she's awesome. She is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I came in with her, you know, as little tiny freshman, and, you know, I'm still really close with her. She'll message me you know, sometimes and she'll message about the baby, you know, she tells her she's so cute and stuff like that. So I miss that girl. I haven't seen her in, you know, a little while. So I hope she's doing good. But that girl, she's just... There's too many memories.
Right on.
Probably memories I can't even talk about. So, but yeah, that girl's awesome. She has a heart of gold. I love that girl.
Right on. 2 more here. Another friend of the show, Nicole Mendez.
Mendy. Yeah, I always call her Mendy girl. Yeah, I actually just messaged her like 2 days ago because she popped up on my Snapchat memories. Oklahoma played ASU, I think 2 years ago, and she had a bomb. And I just remember Snapchatting it. But yeah, I know. It was literally like the perfect hit. And I just posted it the other day. But she's doing awesome. Yeah, she's doing awesome. And I love hearing her on Flow Softball. I even told her the other day, I was like, oh, I love like hearing you commentate. Like it just makes my heart happy.
She's doing so well.
I'm glad she's doing, successful with everything. So that girl, like I said, she's just Mendy girl. She's just so sweet.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Last one, Taylor McCullen.
Oh, God. I hate her. No, I'm just kidding.
Arizona.
That is my best friend. She has done so much for me and, my family. I love her and I owe her so much. She's taken, me, my boyfriend, my daughter, like she'll have us, come to her house because we'll be in Tucson sometimes. She'll be like, hey, like we have an extra room. You guys can stay here, So she's very, very giving. She's very honest, which I love because I'll be like, hey, be honest with me. She tells it like it is. But
yes, you need a friend like that.
Yes, I do. But she is just my best friend and I love that girl to death. She is, I owe her my life.
That's
sure.
awesome.
So
that is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect way to end the podcast right there.
Yes.
Listen, Chelsea, I got to thank you for taking time out of your hectic schedule. I know what it's like to have a newborn. So I appreciate you being able to come on and do this with me.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. This was fun.
Absolutely. Best of luck this summer.
Thank you.
You got to get ready. Get ready.
Yes. I will. I definitely will.
All right. Can't wait to watch this summer with the Smash It Sports Vipers and the WPF. And again, Chelsea, thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
For the clouds to part and let the light shine through. I wanna wake up to a better tomorrow. 'Cause I've had enough. Where is the trust? Where is the truth? It's about time for some good news. I've been waiting on some good news. For the clouds to part and let the light shine through. I wanna wake up to a better tomorrow. 'Cause I've had enough. Where is the trust? Where is the truth? It's about time for some good news.
I'm just happy to be breathing. I ain't trying to see what's on the newscast this evening. Nah, I don't need no reason. Music in the air, got the Grammys on the cable. Dinner on the plate, whole family at the table. This at home cook, hit your soul, take your shoes off. This that feel good, yelling loud from the rooftop. This that snow day, all the kids taking school off. This that Billie Jean, Michael Jackson first moonwalk. And I've been waiting for some good news, good news. I'm just trying to get my foot loose, foot loose. And we've been dealing with the wrong things so long. The smallest things can make it right, that's why we hold on for some good news.
I've been waiting on some good news. For the clouds to part and let the light shine through. I wanna wake up to a better tomorrow. 'Cause I've had enough. Where is the trust? Where is the truth? It's about time for some good news.
Can you tell me something good that you remember when you were growing up? What's something in your life that made you feel good?
I'm feeling like we never talk about what's going right. My daughter's smiling because of race.
Are you downsizing? Maybe need more room because of additions to the family, or possibly seeking that dream home you've always wanted? Well, Tim Eisner at Royal LePage Atlantic is the guy for you. With a proven track record and multiple awards, Tim goes above and beyond to find out your needs and exactly what you're looking for. So if you're seeking a new home or trying to sell your current one, contact Tim at 902-499-5717 or check him out on Facebook at Tim Eisner. Again, that's 902-499-5717. Trust me, when all is said and done, we'll be saying Tim Eisner strikes again.